Now, most of you by now, you already know that China give us the NEV insurance registrations for, of course, the companies that are currently selling, of course, these NEV cars in China. This is where we get to see the kind of deliveries, or this is where we get to easily maybe project the kind of deliveries that stocks like Nio can produce by the end of the month. I mean, before last week, insurance registrations, those other 2 weeks we saw Nio, of course, coming in with, of course, the total NEV registrations of over 3,000, which were not bad. But ladies and gents, last week, or for the last week's insurance registrations, we saw Nio getting insurance registrations of around 2,170, which is, I must say, way lower than, of course, the over 3,000 insurance registrations we've been getting 2 weeks prior to last week, which is something that obviously to some of the investors, of course, it is a worry, it is a concern. Even to me, obviously, I was sort of like disappointed, because I thought maybe Nio would keep maybe at least worst case scenario delivering or reporting some good never insurance registrations. I was thinking that it will never come below maybe 3,000 on a weekly basis, which obviously, seeing the 2,170 insurance registrations for last week, it made me to be a bit sad. But one of the things which, of course, maybe I started thinking about, if I'm to be open with you guys, is obviously maybe the reason why we saw, or we saw a drop into last week NEF's insurance registration maybe was because maybe of the exports that maybe Nio has been doing with the current, or with their current of course vehicles. As you already know, that Nio, not only are they selling their cars in China, but they are also selling their cars outside of China. I mean, they are selling already cars into 5 European destinations, which obviously we are seeing them, or in most of them, they are selling the Nio EL7, which is the ES7 in China, and of course the ES8, or the Nio ES8. So last week, of course, for the very first time, we saw Nio, of course, or Norway, Nio Norway reporting that they received, of course, the deliveries of the ET5, which is the car or vehicle in Nio which is doing really well in terms of sales. I mean, we have already seen, or yesterday I did a video, of course, covering the sales that we have already seen from the Nio ET5. I mean, Nio ET5, we read reports indicated that it arrived, or they arrived in Norway around Friday, Saturday, which obviously, as it stands right now, I think yesterday they sold another ET5. Yes, they have sold like 3 ET5s already, which is something that obviously we might just has to make you to see that maybe probably that vehicle or that model will do well like it is doing in China. So yes, I know that the insurance registrations were sort of like not of course good, but I think that, of course, maybe it might be they are exporting a lot of cars into their European countries, which they are currently selling their cars in, which might be the reason why we saw, of course, maybe a decline. But unless that, of course, is coming from Nio itself, telling us that these are just my speculation, these are just my opinions, which gets me to obviously me saying that you know, the households, that this is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. Now, I really appreciate if you can hit that like button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about the 2,170 vehicles or insurance registration figure we saw coming from our stock, which we like so much, called Nio. So if you are enjoying this video, I would appreciate if you can just hit the like button, as it helps with YouTube's algorithm. But one thing that I would also like will be for you to maybe hit that subscribe button. That's if you have not subscribed to the channel already. And once you subscribe, please consider hitting that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Nio is one of the stocks that, of course, on this channel I discuss, or we discuss a lot, as it is a stock that seriously dominates my stock market portfolio. I believe that this is a stock that one way or the other, the share price will recover, because this is a company that it is just set for greatness. This is a stock that, looking at the kind of sales or looking at the kind of revenues they can generate this year, this is a stock, or this is one of the stocks which yeah, it is trading at a bargain, looking at the kind of revenues they can generate this year, looking at of course the fact that this is a company that expects to become profitable somewhere around the Q1 of 2024. for. So I'm very excited about owning this stock because I believe in its fundamentals and its future prospects. And though we saw, of course, the insurance registration figure coming at, of course, 2,170 for the previous week, I'm not worried at all because I know that this is a company which its fundamentals, its future prospects will be the one to propel it to flourish high into the air, and we see the share price heading back to that all-time high of $66.99. So Nio, yes, though they might have reported 2,170 insurance registrations, I remain to be bullish, long and strong. And if this stock continues dropping, as I've been saying recently, I'm going to continue loading the boat, increasing my holdings because I believe in this stock so much. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I should just give you this quick update about what we saw from Nio with regards the insurance registrations for the previous week. So if you enjoyed this video, like I said, please don't forget to give it this thumbs up, as it also helps with YouTube's algorithm. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you load the boat at Nio for the very first time, please consider doing your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into this stock. Because one thing for sure, those of you that have been on this stock for quite some time, you will know that this is a stock which is very volatile. So then one day you can be up 10%, the next day you are down 8% or another 10%. So you must be prepared for volatility, or you must prepare your mind not to panic when you see the volatility on this stock. So yeah, if you do consider doing some due diligence also, and they do make sure that do consider doing some due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.